And good evening. We welcome you to Women's Big East Basketball on TNT. It's the undefeated and top-ranked Connecticut Huskies taking on the season game of her illustrious 5-year career. Her teammate Sarah Williams is from Brooklyn, so you know this is a special moment for her. And as for the St. John's Red Storm Huskies, 19 of them in conference, their final test at the Garden against St. John's. And here is KK Arnold with the first possession. 2.5 steals per game, in addition to what they do at this end offensively. Sarah Strong gets the first look, and that is automatic. In Hartford earlier this season, it was a stifling 88-43 win for the Huskies. A step back for Samaya Wyatts.
They're on the shot.
Wagner comes to get it, dead on the dribble, 12 to shoot. An aggressive take by Wyatts, and a whistle as she travels.
Games here early on for the WNBA, so lots of experience in this building for Gina.
Fudd misses twice in the early going. It's tipped out off the hand of Brooke.
For this program.
Denied the attempt, sends it over to Ashlyn Shea. With a short clock, here's Sarah Williams on the give back. A long two is buried.
Sarah Williams freed up Ashlyn Shea, so that has to be an automatic switch from the post and the guard.
Deep drive goes begging. Williams there for the an offensive rebound for the Huskies.
I will say, you see the slow start for Fudd, the shooting. So St. John's doing a good job keeping them one and done. You have to keep doing that.
How important is the miss by Daniela Abies, who's coming off her third double-double this season. A wicked crossover from Sarah Strong.
A take to the basket and clean finish.
There's a steal for KK. Calls her own number and puts it off the window. KK Arnold. But feared is because they've got the depth, and this year they have the help.
Absolutely. I mean, they had a great team last year, but why they won a national championship was this kid right here. Her close, outstanding player in the Final Four. Talk about her journey, JB. A lot of players don't come out of it the way that AZ.
Inside the arc, that rolls off. Sarah Strong the putback down. To the corner, Shea. Got it. St. John's the lead for good. Dangerous pass that Donald is able to possess. Sprayed out to the corner. The three-point marksmanship of Jan.
Those driving lanes are open. When you stay poised and move the basketball around, those are the shots that you get.
Shea doing it all in the opening minutes, slicing for two here. Donald initiates the offense. Wagner. That was left all the way, and she missed it all. Back to the Huskies with an
regarding the three-point line because they gamble and help so much on defense.
Down here, they're shooting 57% from the floor, and the pull-up this isn't so disruptive. Wagner to the top. This is Wyatt with 10 to shoot. And Blanca defending the follow-away.
About how his players pass the ball up a lot. Not the worst problem to have.
Grants, not this time. Great block out. Running off that screen. Quinones gets baseline. This phenomenal freshman really elevates.
Brings so much value to the Huskies.
14 head-to-head the last time these programs met. That's a strong take. Too strong, in fact. Long had the first hoop of the night at the Garden. Here she feeds the freshman. Blanca back to work, and it falls off. An immediate double team on that rebound. Here's Fudd off the strong screen. It's the switch.
Thin. Off ball screens, on ball screens.
Little with a long heave to the corner. Shot clock winding down. The Red Storm able to beat it. St. John's only shooting 27% from the floor. Heck of a deflection. And 10 left on the timer. They're strong in the final seconds of the first quarter. 6 on the timer. Little the back cut. Perfectly executed out of the Easy Fudd with 2 buckets, 4 points. In this opening stanza. The pull-up has been her best friend. That's like a layup for 8. Dead on the dribble, sends it to the top. Abies with 5 to shoot, and Williams defending. A good look deep in the clock, and Brooke Moore connects.
A bit late.
Big three by Kennedy Townsend deep in the Creighton win at Xavier today is going to factor into that top 5. We'll talk about the bracket.
They get them into some foul trouble, make them go smaller.
The It is the first foul on Sarah Strong at the NHL. Our coverage begins at 6:30 on TNT and HBO Max. Rebound poked away from, backs it down in the corner. And here comes KK Arnold with a full head of steam and a wide open post in Sarah Williams.
Coach not happy.
Again looking to get in deep. Williams on the face-up. Second defender arrives. She muscles it up and in. Sarah Williams. Huskies shooting 59% from the floor in this opening half. Here's the bell in attack mode. Able to get to that left hand.
When you talk about the depth.
Defended again, no foul. Yeah, when you've made 10 threes in a game, I think we're going to get some hard closeouts. And Zabel now has a wide open right-handed layup. And throws down to the baseline. Samaya White against Sarah Strong. Ill-advised pass and 2 left to shoot.
When you're guarding your man, they get by you. That help side is there. The helper is there, taking away that pass.
What a great look from the baseline. Janea
From the Red Storm.
She leads them in made threes, but that time getting to the front of the rim. Sarah Strong, so sensational. I mean, what more can you say?
Done a solid job at that, too.
Strong surveys. AZ5.
Too much room. She
Per game.
I tell you what, JB, she ain't going 0 for 4 in the NCAA tournament. Can't keep that open.
Strong take for Shalana Wagner. Heckle with a full head of steam. Able to finish with the right hand.
Heckle. No matter what the game's going for her, she stays poised. She's calm, cool, collected.
Strong carries to Shade. And now Strong. One more to the corner. St. John's recovering defensively. The Huskies opt for patience. Shade could not hit it. 4 to go in our opening half. They have not trailed. Shot fake to the top. Blanca bottoms. And Shade hit another. Now Quinones. Fudd with the takeaway. And 2 back defensively. Waits for reinforcements. It's a travel. Court offense here. What a dime inside of the first bucket for Kylie Lavelle. It over. How quick are those hands from Sarah Strong?
Such great hands.
KK Arnold to the foul line. Have 10 steals. She, along with Strong and Fudd, are all averaging at least 2.5 per game. Sam Houston State, that's how unique they are defensively. One of many reasons why they're on track.
A little bit, JB. That's the reason why they are so a different team this year than they were last year. It is that steal to score, what we're seeing right here.
Don't you love when they make
wide? Sarah Strong, Blanca Quinones, Sarah Williams. Give that versatility.
Hadi at the line, originally from Kenya, moved to Massachusetts as a team. She's a nursing major. Has to be now for St. John's. Bud clears the defensive glass. A nice outlet to Quinones. Missed the layup. More to the win. Ariel Little. No. A fight for possession. And it goes.
That's just pure dominance.
Heckle initiates with 8. Here's Fudd. One more to Quinones.
Wow. Ball, not the live ball, but the coach's point. They did a great job in the half-court offense early on in that first half, being poised and patient. They just got to take care of the basketball.
Here's Brooke Moore. Sends it over to Wagner. Shea picks her up defensively. 1 minute into our third quarter as Wyatt comes off the heel. Gets an offensive rebound. KK Arnold. No. How about a third bite at the Big Apple?
What you got to do. UConn's going to get it off the glass.
Did you say body because Gino Auriemma lamented the fact that his team had as many offensive rebounds as...
On that one, as you said.
Samaya Wyatt, a sophomore from Powder Springs, led the conference and was second nationally among Division I freshmen in field goal percentage.
An incredible pickup. And speaks volumes to coach and talk about the culture he is continuing to build here. Another uncharacteristic turnover for you.
They're into trouble. Shade digs it out. Here comes KK Arnold running with AZ Fudd. Get out! Her first behind the arc.
Actually, you got that late Kobe Bryant mindset when he airballed about 20 of them. before making it.
Abios finds a shooter opposite. And
I know St. John's, they want to see more from her offensively.
deep touch for Sarah Strong, the jump hook.
When I asked Gino how Sarah Strong has evolved this season in her sophomore year, he shared Sarah started the year dominant. Then she hit a stretch where she was sick. UConn is at its best, but here's where Gino is still pushing Sarah. Shot selection and shot volume. At one point, she was near the top of the country in assists to turnover. Intentional, being aggressive, and he flat out said, hey, I'd rather her shoot than pass it anytime, any day.
Thank you very much. Autumn will focus on her defense for a moment here. She's got shots. This is my city. Now the screen for Shade. Wants to reward her big and just off the fingertip. Not lead conference-wide. Lavelle sends it to Janaea Grants. She's had a great game. A three-point specialist.
And performed after that.
Kaylee Heckel with the steal. Hits the brakes. Hits the shot off the window. History.
I feel like a lot of these milestones are just beating their own.
Out in the corner. Pretty shots. Quinones is back in the game. And off to Fudd. Two-player game on the blow by. Fudd flips it up and in. Fudd's career high of 34 came against St. John's in February of last year. Kylie Lavelle with her fingerprints here today on the final day of regular season competition, which would mean they would have to play Friday and not get one of the at noon on Saturday.
So clearly my counting skills are wrong. When I was looking at that list, I thought.
Not this time. Tip rebound. On the reload. This time Zabel knocks it down. Here's Zabel with her eyes up. The entry to Strong. Swing, swing. Fudd pays it off. Season's more than double any other D1 program over that same period. Single digits on the shot clock. For Samaya Wyatt playing off 2 feet in the lane. Midway point of the shot clock. Lavelle defending. All those offensive rebounds, you could tell. They wanted a deep touch for Sarah Williams.
Her offense is humming. She just brings that interior presence, which just adds so much more value to the Huskies. She has never had the chance to do anything in March Madness. Her team has not been there. And now she...
9 in a row before that free throw for the sophomore forward. Wyatt has to settle for 1 out of 2. And Strong has another rebound. Here's Heckel off a solid screen. Able to get to the block and score. The Knicks in San Antonio from earlier today, but not part of the doubleheader on the basketball, college basketball. To shop NCAAsports.com today. Heckel tried to split, lost the handle, hit the deck, saved the possession. Williams goes to work and scores with 5 seconds left. Williams has joined the group in double figures. Now she threads the needle. Oh, it was a keyhole shot to Ali Zabel. Sarah Williams filling out the box score. How the floor for this game. It's a nice fall away from Samaya Wyatt. We mentioned the path as we approach the 7-minute mark. Zabel turns the corner, circles baseline. Shea tees up a triple. In the post, 4 around her for UConn with 7 to shoot. Quinones a long 2. And get the bounce. And a foul.
Top tier at its best.
Once again, out of stoppages. Cardinals play hits. Zabel has the answer.
Stone, yes, UConn's undefeated record jumps off the page, but I asked selection committee chair Amanda Braun if it's more than just the 0 in the loss column, and she said it is.
That's what they've had to do since they're back when they were in the American Conference. When you need quad 1 wins, quality wins to build your resume for the tournament. They get it done by the winning championships throughout that season, when that has been what the Huskies have done for so long. But he said no. He said every individual player was always about the injury.
Caroline Ducharme's another great example, the redshirt senior. She's 33 for UConn, and her career has not gone the way that anyone wanted, but Southern Brooklyn as a prep. Here she is with a dozen to shoot. Hayes off the window.
And what we talked about for what they've done, they get better every season. Such a high ceiling for this program.
Khalees Fisher is going to be a star. A finale. Donald had it partially blocked. Here comes Fisher again. Will she challenge Bahati? Ducharme filling the lane and filling it up for UConn. Points for them.
Absolutely. And this is what you want to see, the depth. This is where you prove you're trustworthy, and this is why he's been able to play his bench a lot, because they've been able to do that.
They'll finish conference play 11-9 in the Big East. Another winning season for the Red Storm. Pure from the wing. Including Big East tournament victories, 67 straight league wins as they head into the 2026 edition. Bid for the 7th perfect season in program history continues Saturday at noon.